Hello, hi everybody, and today I am going to discuss about my mission number 5. Why mission 5 to start with? Mission 5 is about how to stay relevant under change, and I call this as a choice formula. Why choice? Because let me share the screen why I call this as a choice formula. So before that, let me also take you through the presentation why I call what I call three. This is about leadership growth and for people who are at workplace and are kind of mm, somehow stuck in their workplace or they don't know how to move ahead. They can think of strategizing their career leader and how. Uh, Anyways, anybody who is stuck, there is a change in terms of, say, even if you are angry, even if you are sad, or even if you have some grievances, complaints against somebody, each of that is a change in your life pattern. So with each change, we kind of find ourselves somewhere stuck. So how do you um, uh, take yourself unstuck? And I have been stuck in somewhere. No, I was doing everything right. And then yesterday, what happened? My mentor came up with one idea of the law of the universe. And he told me that maybe whatever you are doing, whatever you are complaining about, might be you have done the same to others. You know, how does that sound? At the first go, I was kind of furious about him saying me something because I didn't expect him to disrespect me. As you know, you you form an opinion, an image about yourself somehow in the mind of people you respect, and it seems that he was questioning that. My personality. So I was furious, obviously, but that was a change that was brought by him. And so I acknowledged that, and I thought I slept over that idea for the entire night. I didn't feel like reading anything as he told me so, and I was feeling very desperate. I was very, very, very aggrieved. It was a complaint kind of thing. Life has not been easy for me, but here he is saying that might be I have done something to stuck myself up. So, are you here to learn about leadership growth? What leadership growth is all about? And if so, then are you aiming to serve people better? I always ask this question so that you can keep your mind on this subject. Are you aiming for a dignified existence? Are you looking to be with your family more? This is why you need change. Whatever status quo you are in, that is not serving you. So for that, you need to uh, go go somewhere, not stick, not to be sticking here, and you need to get forward. So are you looking to be in charge of your life? Of course you are. And so my values, when I start telling this, my values are dignity, inclusion, and abundance. Obviously, everybody wants money, and while I was asked those questions, whether I was doing the same. If I was being told to be incompetent, did I tell or prove somebody to be incompetent? Which means I was not including them in the true sense of the word in the growth path, right? And how ironical that was. You know, you have been saying all the nice things, all the while, but did you did I'll ask myself, did I really include those people who deserve it, or even though they didn't deserve, did I include them all? So it was a contradiction in my value system, which is why it it kind of pushed me to take up this subject today and open up myself, my vulnerability in front of you. This kind of thing keeps on happening in life. So this is the first day today of the growth on that I have decided to do, and I have just hastily have prepared something. Uh, of course, this is my story, and today I'll be trying to relate to what has been going on in the last few days and how I embrace change. And I'll try to connect that with whatever points I have written down, and so that you can also connect with this or more, maybe, and we can get more trickier, more intricate as we go along. So this system is around always. Do remember that it is your self-worth, your uniquely packaged USP, which comes to being when you are solving a problem. And your expertise, a framework, your expertise that creates dependability and trustworthiness. And while that is what you are doing, your value system is have to be full on with the whatever you are trying to build. And a collaborative approach to seed legacy that is sector agnostic. That is how you will establish yourself for all time to come. So that is why I have started, and um, I see that I'll take 90 minutes, but this might be over. And who this is for? This is for the first time managers who are feeling stuck. And people think that growth is always a straight line upward. It is not so. And this is this is a graph uh, charted out by none other than the CEO of LinkedIn, Mr. Ryan Roslansky, and he says growth is most of the time these come in loops, and we have been anticipating changes, or we don't even anticipate change. It keeps on happening, and we don't know how. But all through whatever is happening in life, we are going on and on, progressing forward. Even if we are pushed backward, we are pushing through. That is what the progress is. And it is, if you are pushing yourself enough, someday you will push through and get to the top. That is what growth is. And my growth model, today I got this thing. The first thing was, if you, like say, you want yourself to give something to push forward, then what do you need? A goal, of course. Where is your goal? The reality, of course, your goal can be something which is not realistic. Today only somebody asked me, have you set yourself the realistic goal? Somehow there is a resistance within me about the realistic goal and the audacious goal that I have set for myself. I have to just take myself, my vibration up to that level towards uh, the what you see, the expectation level where it is never reality. All my life, 30% is only reality has worked out. 70% of it is unrealistic. I couldn't have planned for those. So I don't trust on the reality. Of course, as far as my ability, capability goes, I do whatever is possible within me, but all the time I expect something miraculous to happen, something miraculous to happen. So, of course, when I tell you something, it is about reality. You have to do your reality, whatever is possible. The rest of it you have to leave, and that is what is the real chocolate, the real thing, which is why you will be doing whatever you are doing. So keep in mind, it is not always the reality, the possibility that you can think of. think of the impossible thing, and that also materialize sometimes in your reality, and that is what is the juice of life. That is what I call. And so think of that. The options, what options do you have in reality? Of course you have very limited options, but whatever options you have, just embrace one and get through that. And willpower, of course. People will come telling you that this doesn't work, that doesn't work. When I started doing this YouTube videos, what happened? People started telling, even my own family members started telling that this doesn't work. There is no SEO. There is no, you are not properly dressed up. There is no firework happening in your video. Nothing was happening, but I loved doing those videos. Actually, my selling point was my expressions, how I am expressing to the camera that I was looking at. And I know that I was injecting life into those videos, which will someday, for people who would like to talk to me, would feel as if I am talking to them. Yes, I am talking to you, whoever is watching me right now. Whoever, no matter whoever it is, I am connected to you. Before you knew me, I ever know you, your name doesn't matter, but energetically, I am here right now in front of you. These next is tactics. Of course, I didn't have any tactics, and I don't bother what tactics I have, but I knew how to record a video, how to have my expression go there full on so that I can inject energy in you. That is my sole purpose. And habits. If you are not in control of your habits, you cannot do justice to your dreams. Have you thought about that? So, in terms of habits, whatever I have been doing, of course, I call myself something fastidious. Doesn't matter, right? So let us come to the choice, how to stay relevant in change. So I have given it an acronym called choice, in which challenge, hustle, obsession, intent, commitment, and enthusiasm. This is what I have called as choice. When there is a change happening, these are the things that you need to keep in mind. And the change process is when you are undergoing some kind of change. If it is you who is inducing change, you will expect people to not to respond to you positively all at once, but you have to persist, because the transformation process, it takes time. It creates a lot of confusion in the people, in the minds of people. So wait till they get over that shock and integrate their ideas into your idea and the company's vision, mission, and all that. And there is a new normal will be created, and that is how the change will be adopted. During the change, when the process is being set, there will be chaos. So what I have in all these slides, I have not included obsession. That can be one thing that I'll tell myself. So whatever I have described so far, that is what obsession is. So let us start from the challenges. Resistance to change, of course, it will happen. When our ED, the new ED has taken over after a certain tragedy that has happened, and he has started establishing his new ideas, which there was not there during the time of the previous ED, previous in charge of our organization, who was very flexible kind of thing, very mild kind of personality, and he didn't like things to be in a particular manner. He gave a choice for people. Some people will work, some people will not work. There was no a kind of concretized way that people worked. People worked, all the staffs worked in their own way. Everybody had a different style of working, and he allowed that. So when this new ED took over, a lot of his ideas, he is very, very nervous when people don't seem to be working. So people resisted his style of change. Then limited resources. And he wanted the new organization to do excel in competition. And there were limited, we have limited money, especially limited workforce also, and we don't have time to work in that direction that he was looking at. But if people started working in that direction, then they will compromise in their present whatever they are doing. So for me, it so happened that I was spread over many functions, so it was good for me because now I could identify 4 5 things, and I could have stopped to that rather than getting to so many things which didn't make any meaning to my profile. So that is what I did. Then lack of communication, when there is a change happening, uh, there will be this value system. It will change. The relationship, of course, changes between people. Um, we serve to a not to the direct customers, but custom. Uh, we are a B kind of situation. So um, it was the organization. And the organization also had to redefine their allegiance to our thing. Success, of course, loyalty. And the communication that has to go has to be aligned with the new values and ideas. So think where this communication is not happening. For me, what happened was I was not a very um, not a person who will go every day to the boss and talk. So for me, it was very difficult for me for some time. So what my friend suggested was, whatever I do, even if it is in the initial stage, if it is 2 days of time, then just inform him what I am doing. That is what I started, so that his nerves are in check. And then why people do not uh, adapt to change is the unpredictability of future. They don't know what will happen. But if you see in this picture, in this figure, what I have tried to write down is, for everybody in this map, they are standing at a different place, and they are part of a network, but not necessarily they will converge. So if somebody say comes takes a direction towards the center, it will be some kind of future. Maybe there will be friction with the person in the center already, or there will be collaboration. So nobody knows about what. And if he is getting away from the center, then that will be another future. But for every future that you choose, every direction that you choose to do work, there will be something or other. How to be connected to the one central source, right? Change in right direction, whatever your heart says, follow that. Difficulty in maintaining consistency is why people do not um, embrace change. But yes, it will take some time because a lot of things are changing. It is not only you. So many things are changing. So wait for that, and of course, be consistent, because consistency pays anyway. under whatever circumstances you are. And the measuring effectiveness of change, that is what makes you say nervous about change. But no, if you are not measuring the effectiveness of change, what is there? Let it be like that. Aligning with changing values, new, as I said, our ED has come, new values have come. So it will take, there is something positive in this also, right? So aligning with that changing values, it takes time, but that is how uh, you will not create discord with the team, because he is the driving force. And if you are having, if you are stuck to the, if I would have been stuck to the past, the earlier ED's values and his style of functioning, then it will create a discord. So better to let go of that and embrace this new thing, because this is what we are supposed to take forward. And training and development, of course, new thing, new changes, new portfolio change. My portfolio changed, so new training. I needed to train myself with new ideas and keeping pace with the change. Other people are changing, so I needed to change. You also need to change. The second thing is hustle. Find out the angle for growth and development. It is your own personal. How do you position yourself? Keep informed and track how you are doing. If even if you give everybody whatever you have decided for yourself, just tell everybody about what you are going to do, so that the alignment happens. The other person knows that you are going in this direction, and he or she might help you in doing those. Make new collaboration. Uh, as for me, we have three verticals. So uh, earlier it used to be like separately everybody was independent of each other. Now that 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 everybody will agree that that is not the way an organization should function. So this new collaboration, this is a new habit that everybody needs now to form. Learn a new skill, brush up one. Of course, I had a data analytics skill which I needed to brush up now. I did two set of analysis already. Now, whatever you do here, I would like you to take note of something. Whatever you do, you don't just delete, no, whatever effort you are making. See, that is the process that you have evolved. So keep that process going, even if it is not of any use, but it is very important that you did that step to move ahead to the next step. And someday it will be of use. It will be relevant for people who will be coming to your step, coming, following your footstep. So, and be proactive. Of course, nobody is going to tell you what to do, because everybody is worried about their own position. Be flexible to change. Stay positive all the while. Everything, whatever is happening for a good. Bounce back with each failure. You will not succeed under the change circumstances. Whatever you do, maybe many things will fail, but doesn't matter. Bounce back. Push through your ways, because everybody being worried, nervous, and working out their way. Nobody is there to help you. So push through. You know, take calculated risk. Whether you do this or whether you do that, take calculated risk. Whether I would have taken the vertical 2 or vertical 3, but I have taken vertical 1, because you know the existence of the organization is because of vertical 1. Vertical 2 is as much important as vertical 3 is a supplementary thing. So I am working in vertical 3, a supplementary thing, very essential thing. Supplements are essential, right? But when it came to make a choice, and I was given a choice to take care, because this was, and this vertical one, where I was given responsibility, was an ignored or not well attended kind of portfolio. So, I didn't know anything about it, but I'm learning. As I said, under his change, there has to be some new skill learning. Now, intention is clearly define your goal, communicate about the next step to other people, be willing to adjust, be on time for deadlines and milestones. Of course, there will be a lot of things. I have now in my portfolio, there are 15 segments of work that I need to be doing. Not all of them are equally valued, but everything is essential. Some of them, 4 or 5 things, when I started with, there are 4 or 5 things which were like say repeatedly happening, you know, asking for fund from this state governments. How many days you will go on asking for funds? Once those letters were drafted and done, it's done, right? And then there is a phase when I was making databases of relevant policymakers, relevant police officers, the relevant organization, training institutes, uh, district magistrates, police, all those things I was doing. But that also, lenders also, that will, after some time, it will stop, right? It will not be full-time thing. So, and so, but everything, there is another segment in my portfolio, which is about having webinar every month and the deadlines and milestones. Those are to be set. So on 25th of the month, it so appeared that the webinar will not be done this month. So I communicated that to my ED, and he said, "Oh, that will be posted to the next month, right? So nothing, no webinar this month." And then I asked him, "So where is the time, sir, to adjust this? Because this is a month of see the Republic Day and then Saraswati Puja and other things." Then he said, in the we will work in the morning shift and the evening shift. So put two things every day, then it will be achieved this month only. So that is what I did. See, and take initiatives. Do push yourself to do something which will actually done. Take a leaf out of a setback or whatever. Actually told me how what you are doing and nobody knows how you utilize your time. So I was working on 30 pages document about the risk strategy uh, of September. So I showed him saying that this is what I am at, but this is not the final thing. We can still develop it. So whatever you have done, if I wouldn't have shown that to him, then he wouldn't have known as to where my time went, right? So whatever was there as a mistake beforehand, I was not doing. So I took that leaf out of my failures and think out of the box whenever there is no way how you are going to do that. Just be proactive and think out of box. Do something very different, whatever is required, right? And persist. Keep on doing whatever you are planning to do and you are doing. It was not there. Say so since August, my new ED has taken over, and I was in a mess. I tried going to the field, I couldn't succeed. It created some kind of problem, and it was like he didn't perhaps uh, knew or expected the result that I could bring in, but I persisted. I was very upset, when it was a highly successful visit, and still it was not appreciated. Decide on something all the time. Decide, yes, that is what. No, if this doesn't work, then do something else. Do something else, and you come up with so many things for yourself, then it is bound something or other will click. So that intent has to be there. Then commitment, be accountable. So whether you are being appreciated or not, you are accountable to the organization. Being a lifelong learner, don't bother about the what mistakes that you have been identified with or told that you are not doing or whatever. No, you go on doing, asking. Set a personal development goal that, as I was saying, my mentor came up with the universal law. Whatever you are doing, if you are not doing the same crime, then the opposition, the obstacles will not come. So think, think yourself, see yourself, observe yourself as to where those mistakes are being done. So though that was a personal development goal and I accepted it. Although I'm not feeling good that I have been thinking so negatively about people and as complaining about people thinking negatively about me. But you know, that is a universal law. And I am openly telling you that this was a mistake. And we need to keep observing ourselves all the time. Make a vision board. I have a vision board. Tell yourself what you want yourself to look like in say in 3 months time, 6 months time, in a year, or say 2 years time. Get an accountability partner to do so. My mentor has been my accountability partner, and he pointed out to something, and I agreed. Write 3 achievement stories every day. So I started with today. I started with something. No, about identifying stories, 10 incidences where uh, I actually plotted something against somebody, and I came up with 20 things. So that is one achievement that I have done. And actually asked me to do how those have been advantageous for me. So I'll be working on that also. Setting a system. Then an enthusiasm. Identify what you like to do for next 90 days. Do a little every day. Achievement goal to be decided after 7 days. Practice after, yes. And is how you make a choice to stay relevant. And I think it was a great way to stay relevant. Some clue. Of course, I'll take you for the feedback also in future growth hubs whenever there is. Then this will be made practical. Practical manuals for everybody, frameworks for everybody to grow. Thank you for watching.